Welcome to a place where the earth feels wild and alive. We road trip to Scotland's Isle of Skye, a landscape carved by ancient landslides and volcanic fires, standing defiant against the North Atlantic. To us, what makes the Western Highlands unique isn't just the beauty, it's the atmosphere. It's a world of dramatic contrasts, jagged pinnacles rising out of velvet green moors where myth and geology collide. We began our adventure in Edinburgh, and we're soon on our way to a completely different world, one of the most unique we've enjoyed.
In this episode, we're hiking beneath the Eilean rock needles of the Old Man of Storr and enchanted by the magical hills of the Fairy Glen. We head to Dunvegan to measure ourselves against a real-life legend at the giant Angus MacAskill Museum. And along the way, we visit 3 of Scotland's most unique castles.
Welcome to Wandering with Rick and Rachel. Come with us as we explore culture, history, art, food, and wine. This time, we visit the west coast of Scotland and explore the stunning and rugged Isle of Skye.
We're a director and an actor who've spent our lives telling stories on stage. Now we're chasing new ones out in the world, one unscripted moment at a time.
Please like and subscribe, and in the comments below, suggest what gem we should explore next. Before heading to Skye, we drove 5 hours to the small town of Fortrose, where we stayed at the atmospheric and charming Anderson Hotel and Whisky Bar, which had an exceptional whiskey selection and well-curated tastings, of which we selflessly partook for research purposes only. We headed up here so I could play some golf at the Fortrose and Rosemarkie golf links, situated right on the North Atlantic. However, our visit to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival had left us both recovering from COVID, so while I decided to skip what would have been a cold, rainy round of golf, we discovered that Fortrose is also well known for dolphin sightings along its point. It was well worth the visit.
Leaving Fortrose, we decided to take a southern route to the Isle of Skye along Loch Ness, and also to see the Eilean Doune Castle, a castle with a secret. What is seen today is actually a reconstruction on its medieval footprint. Blown apart by warships in 1719, it lay in ruined silence for 2 centuries before being painstakingly rebuilt by the Moray clan and completed in 1932.
What's over there, Rachel?
That's Eilean Donan. It's castle.
It's a castle.
It's a castle. It's a major castle in Scotland. But I'm mispronouncing it, so we'll fact check that later.
Okay.
Just absolutely stunning. Don't ask me why I have my sunglasses on. I just do.
The light's a little glaring, but
Well,
not
it
too
comes
much.
and goes, so
Yeah.
that's what we're going to say.
Let's take a look around. What's up here, Rachel?
More castle.
A lot more
Same
castle.
Tickets are £12 for adults, but sold only on arrival, so get here early to beat the buses. And check the tide tables. High water creates the illusion that the castle is floating on the loch.
The castle was pretty amazing to see.
We did not go inside. We just traversed the grounds. We're on a mission to get to Skye. We're not going in anything. We're just going to walk around and look at outside stuff.
That's right. And we've got some more driving ahead of us. And
A couple more hours.
some of the driving makes me a little nervous, so it's always happy to arrive at our destination. Hiking on the Isle of Skye.
Walking.
Walking.
It's just hiking.
Pretty beautiful spot, isn't it?
It's exquisite. Even the sound of it.
Somewhere there is a lumberman cutting down some tree. Can't quite see where that is. We drove from our B&B in Dunvegan to hike the Old Man of Storr, but our GPS decided not to route us on the easy 44-minute drive to the north, but rather over the steep hills along the 55-minute route on the B885, a winding, 2-way, 1-lane road barely as wide as our car, considered by the website Dangerous Roads as, quote, one of the most challenging drives in the country, end quote. As someone who has driven several very scary roads in Europe, I completely agree. After starting to breathe again, we arrived at the magnificent Old Man.
Rising 500 feet into the clouds, the formation is the remains of a massive prehistoric landslide. Local legend says he was a giant who, when buried, left his thumb pointing toward the sky. The hike is a thigh burner, but once you're standing at the base of these gravity-defying spires, you'll understand why this is Scotland's most iconic view.
Hi.
So this looks rather innocuous on this trail, but when I go this way... Whoa! The Old Man of Storr.
Definitely.
We're on the easy trail.
Of course we are.
Yeah.
We're not stupid. It's an extra warm day, even though it's August. I started off with many layers because you never know.
Yeah.
And now I'm down to just my little top. And it's working up a sweat, which
I
is
know.
really good.
I know. Look at this view, though, all around us. All right, should we continue up?
Yes.
Up,
It
okay.
was so beautiful just stopping and looking at everything. It's just...
And here is where we are right now.
Hi, so we had that amazing walk at Storr, and we came into Portree for a quick little lunch of hot soup. It was really good, even though it's warm out. And now we're down at the harbor, which is a beautiful little harbor. And we're just going to stand here and soak it in for a minute.
We're hoping that this is going to be open as we're going down the road.
We made it into the giant Angus MacAskill Museum. It is open, and we are about to find out who the giant Angus MacAskill is, and we are excited. Born in 1825 in Cheviot. Okay, better name for child. Okay, we don't need to read the whole.
No.
7'9" over 425 pounds.
So we have three heights here. We have Tom Thumb and Angus MacAskill and Rachel Harker, who is usually considered no slouch in the height department. Peter MacAskill lovingly created this museum as a tribute to one of his ancestors, the Cape Breton giant, Angus MacAskill. Born one island over from Skye, but raised in Canada, he was considered perhaps the largest natural man to ever live. He toured the globe with P.T. Barnum and performed feats of strength for Queen Victoria. The Guinness Book of World Records claimed in 1981 that he was the strongest man to ever live. Peter's wife Anne was there the day we arrived, and we had a wonderful time hearing her stories about Angus, Peter, and their son Danny.
Paris. And when he was 6 years old, I went across to Cape Breton in Nova Scotia in Canada. And my husband had told Peter about this giant MacAskill, who's a folk hero in Cape Breton. So he then got the idea he wanted to do something about the giant.
Is your husband tall?
No, he's what I call a shilpit wee crater. And that's Scots, and he's a Gaelic speaker, so he doesn't know what it is, but he's what I call wee and book it, so he's a bit bent. And so he's not very tall.
You're not allowed to start using that to describe me, Rachel. You're not going to.
So we just had the best time in the giant Angus MacAskill Museum. I can never get it right. Anne, who you saw speaking earlier, was delightful. She gave us so much information. There was just so much to find out. She said the heads come off of the the statues. And I guess maybe it's real human hair, because she said she used to take the heads off the statues and take them to the local hairdresser to get their hair washed and set. Can you even imagine?
As you should.
As
right?
you should. And also another really interesting piece of information is her son is Danny MacAskill, and he is a famous street trial cyclist, and she showed us some videos of his amazing,
extraordinary stunts.
Stopping, bike riding stunts. I don't know what you want to call it.
Scary. I don't even know how you would do it.
And we will probably post some links to what he does too, because that was amazing.
It was.
So we just learned so much.
And if you come to Dunvegan, we recommend visiting the giant Angus MacAskill Museum.
Come to Skye. It's worth the drive over here if you're staying in Fortrose. So, bye.
Bye-bye. It's a really magical walk near the hotel where we're staying in Dunvegan. That apparently will take us past the castle and some abandoned ruins.
Over here, there's another one.
What are these? Oh.
Doors. Oh, look.
Are these fairy doors? It's another little fairy house. Actually, they're all over on both sides as we walk around. This one says Tinkerbell's home. This one says Happy Fairies.
This fairy door has a dream catcher on it. I can't even count how many fairy doors we've seen as we've been walking. I don't know if there are many more left ahead of
20,
us.
25?
At least. I think this is the best forest ever.
This is really magical here, isn't it?
Best forest ever.
You look down this way, and this is what the trail is like. The ocean. All right, let's
Keep walking.
keep walking. Somebody along the trail here cut some stumps out and made some giant chairs out of them. How comfortable is that, Rach?
It is so comfortable. It's actually comfortable.
You look really good.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
This is just a beautiful walk through the woods here. What are you gonna do, Rach?
Oh no.
I think this means we're not supposed to go any further. I think it's a warning.
No. It's so scary.
Are you gonna heed the warning?
No.
You going over? Oh no.
Come.
Okay. I'm coming. All right. And we've been doing this incredible walk, haven't we?
Yes, we started with the ferries
Ooh.
and through the woods, and now we've been walking in this field.
And that's our village way down there. We're coming on the end.
We're making our way.
All right. Here we go.
Another bright sunny day here in Scotland, a rarity, 2 in a row. We are at Doune Castle and been looking forward to touring it. They have gorgeous gardens and castle. We're starting inside and then we're going to see the gardens. So come along.
And what's
with
great,
us.
this castle is right on the water. And so we're hoping after we do the gardens later today, we're also going to do a nice walk along a beach near here.
Yeah, there's a beach near Coral Beach that we might walk up to. But it's a proper castle because it's on the water.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, look, there's a wee mouse coming down the stairs. Or is it, it's a large mouse or a wee rat?
I think it's a wee rat.
For over 800 years, Dunvegan Castle has stood as the oldest continuously inhabited castle in all of Scotland. A remarkable feat considering the centuries of clan warfare and Atlantic storms it has weathered. It served as the ancestral seat of the Clan MacLeod chiefs since the 13th century, never once falling out of their hands. Inside, the air feels heavy with legend, centered around the mysterious fairy flag. This ancient silk relic is said to have been a gift from a fairy princess to a MacLeod chief, endowed with the power to save the clan in their darkest hour. It's a place where Highland history isn't just a story told in books, but a living, breathing legacy etched into the very stones of the fortress.
But as we stepped away from the stone battlements, the rugged landscape transformed. Dunvegan's gardens are a true horticultural masterpiece. 5 acres of lush, formal beauty painstakingly carved out of the surrounding barren moorland and acidic peat bogs. Here, what was once a rocky wilderness is now a sheltered sanctuary of color. We were able to wander from the misty, fern-draped water garden to the exotic blooms of the round garden. These gardens are a stunning sensory contrast to the wild, wind-swept sky landscape just beyond the walls. Proof that with enough passion and time and resources, even the harshest edge of the Atlantic can be transformed into a paradise.
About 45 minutes from our B&B, the Fairy Glen made us feel like we had been transported to a strange world, perhaps one designed for small beings like hobbits. It's easy to feel it must have been made by magic, although there is no actual magical lore connected to the site. This is really an incredible landscape here in the Fairy Glen. It's you can understand why people call it the Fairy Glen. It's like something out of Lord of the Rings. Oh, and here's a stone circle. I guess that's a fairy circle. Although I read somewhere where the locals at night come and take it away, and then the guides come here and put it back. There's a small car park here that fills up fast in high season, so plan accordingly. The site is both peaceful and otherworldly, creating a fairy tale atmosphere perfect for photography. With multiple paths and walkways, it's very easy to explore in a 1 to 2 hour visit.
Hello.
So, we're hiking up here in the Fairy Glen.
In Fortrose.
Yeah, and it's pretty extraordinary all around. Well, right now we're just going up. Maybe to that, we'll find out. Let's head back down. This is incredible. Rachel, stop.
I know where I'm going.
What's happening back there, Rachel?
We got babies crying, we got goats bleating. There's just
Pretty fairy-esque.
so much happening in this most beautiful of places.
I think I need to do some more research to figure out what is going on here geologically that made all of these really wild mounds with these shapes all around us. The small cone-like hills here were formed over 100,000 years ago by post-glacier landslides, with years of erosion leaving behind the unusual patterns in the hills, which make the whole site feel like almost a miniature Scottish Highlands.
It's really one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen.
This is really an extraordinary location. Well worth the, 42-minute drive to get here?
From where we were.
Yeah. Over really good 2-lane roads until the last mile or so, and then there's just a 1-lane track that's pretty easy to navigate.
It's easy for me.
Yeah. This is September 1st, so we were afraid that there would be hordes of crowds all over. You read a lot about how busy Skye is right now. But yeah, so there are people here, but I don't feel like it's too congested or taking away from the experience.
Oh, not at all.
And then you just have this all around you.
Leaving Skye to drive back to Edinburgh, we made a last-minute discovery that we would be passing close by another famous Scottish castle, and one that we knew very little about. We love when the opportunity to be spontaneous presents itself.
We are at Doune Castle.
Or Doune, we don't know how it's pronounced.
Could be Doune.
We don't do our research. What?
We do our research when we arrive at the location, and we listen to the audio guide, and we'll learn lots of stuff. But this is probably, besides being, of course, a famous Scottish castle, maybe most known in popular culture as the castle used by Monty Python in Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Several different scenes, yeah, apparently.
And I imagine,
We'll find out.
yeah, and I imagine somewhere up on that wall is perhaps where the French knight
On the other side.
harangued
On the other side.
harangued Arthur and his
It's got to be on the outside of the
and
wall.
his knights. We'll try to
But
find
also,
that spot.
also, Outlander apparently filmed here. So there's that.
There's that as
How
well.
exciting for
Yep. So we're gonna
everybody.
walk around, check it out.
Tickets are around £11, and you absolutely must grab the audio guide. It's narrated by the late Monty Python star Terry Jones. It's hilarious, deeply historical, and the perfect way to navigate this labyrinth of stone. You'll learn Doune was built as a royal retreat for the uncrowned king, Robert Stewart, Duke of Albany, as well as hearing about exactly in the castle where bits of Game of Thrones, the Holy Grail, and Outlander were shot.
Rachel, what are you doing?
Hello. I found an alcove in the castle.
Did you?
Actually, it goes nowhere. I think maybe a statue was here. Maybe they stored stuff. I don't know. I could stand up in it. Not quite all the way. It goes it's like 4 feet, 4.5 feet high. There's a little window, so let in light. So something happened here. But I find it very cozy. I wish I had a book.
Yeah,
Sit and read.
that would be great.
So, listening to the audio guide after the fact of getting all cozy up in that little corner nook explains why we had a beautiful little window there. This is the privy, the latrine, the toilet, the crapper, the WC, whatever your words are.
So while everyone is having the big banquet, just there, you would just walk over to this open space, climb up, do your business, and go back to the meal.
Only if you are very special.
Oh, that's
Only the very special people
this is
got to use this. Yeah,
this is the
everybody else-
VIP toilet.
Yes.
Oh, understood. And here, of course, is the rest of the banquet hall. The location of the great insult scene in Monty Python and the Holy Grail. This was really a fun little visit. I thought it would be super kitschy because of the whole Outlander and Monty Python and the Holy Grail connection, but it was actually a lot of fun.
It was great, and we learned a lot about the Duke of Albany, and they really explore the history of the place as well as the movie and TV history. There's a scary spiral staircase. Take your time.
You did great on it.
One of my fears, but I did it. I conquered it. I got up, I got down. But it was worth it. It was really worth it. From the cinematic halls of Doune to the jagged peaks of Skye, the misty Isle, Scotland has a way of making us feel like we've stepped into another time entirely. Whether exploring history or legends or just reveling in the views, this land stays with us. If you enjoyed this journey through the Highlands, please hit the like button and let us know in the comments which of these spots is on your bucket list. Sláinte!